We did it, people. We did it, people. They doubted us. They didn't believe in us, but we did it. What a historic night for the Arsenal. Absolutely amazing performance from start to finish. And you see, I'm just going to start straight away and say, Declan Rice, you are different gravy, mate. You are different gravy. Best midfielder in the world. I don't want to hear it. And tonight, Saka and Declan Rice, in my opinion, they showed why they're the best in their positions. Bukayo Saka again, coming back from injury, sharing a pitch again with Kylian Mbappe. He did it for England and he was the best player on the pitch. Now he's done it for Arsenal Football Club, and again, he's shown why he's the best. And the same thing with Declan Rice as well. What a performance, what a game. But before we get into this video properly, people, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. As you can see, a lot of content coming on the Arsenal Art Football YouTube channel, so to speak. So yeah, guys, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate everyone who's been doing that as well, because obviously it does help the channel grow. And yeah, let's just get straight into the video proper. So yeah, first of all, let's start off 3-0 to the Arsenal. Honestly, before the game yesterday, I put out a tweet, right, and I said, listen, shame on us if we don't slap 3 goals past Real Madrid. And that was reacting to news that they were going to play Vasquez and Alaba as fullbacks. In the end, obviously, Valverde played and Alaba did play. And Alaba today, man, I saw it in his face. He's like, yeah, long day for him. Long day. Half fit Saka is a problem. Imagine fully fit Saka. Even worse, man. So yeah, massive result. Let's go very quickly into the stats as well and just go through them very quickly before we start talking properly. And then yeah, so straight away, guys, as you can see, 54% possession. We were really good in the first half. The press, the way we were keeping the ball, the way we were recycling, the way we were so calm on the ball. And this is what I want to see. I'll come down actually very quickly. Forget the stats and that, right? This is what I want to talk about. The composure at the beginning of the game, the atmosphere is going. The crowd is pumped up. Everyone's excited. My heart is going as a fan watching the game. But you see the likes of Lewis Skelly. You see the likes of Timber. He's honestly he's been playing with Knox. He's been playing with Payne. And the composure these guys have on the ball is just different gravy. So fair play to the boys, man. They really showed today that they were on job. Even the likes of Thomas Partey today, very composed for most of the game. Very self-assured on the ball. Saliba, Kiwior, there was one moment in the first half I said, bro, you better fix up. And you know what he did. So fair play to him. So yeah, just that composure today from the team, man, was fantastic. To be honest, I actually do agree with the stats for once in terms of who was our worst performer. For me, it was Martin Odegaard. Didn't really do much, but what he did do was, he was making sure the ball was going to Bukayo Saka. And that's all he needed to do. Just make sure you figure out, get the ball to Saka. He tried to put himself about in the first half as well. He was running about, trying to win the ball. There was one moment in the middle of the pitch where, Mbappe's through in the middle. Well, not through on goal, but there's a lot of space. Odegaard slides in, he misses. But he was showing that enthusiasm, that desire for the team, as the captain. But to be honest, as we know, for a long time now, his performance has not been great. But you know what? We're going to park that to the side because we won 3-0 and right now we're happy. And we're going to talk about the positives of the game. So yeah, first of all, main positive for Arsenal Football Club, Martinelli and Saka. Martinelli first half, the chances he was creating down that left-hand side, he was going to the byline, he was putting in the crosses. Same thing with Bukayo Saka as well. He was finding himself in great positions in the first half. He should have scored at least one goal through his, his chance creation there. So the wing play for us was massive. And in comparison, you come to Real Madrid's team here. I don't even remember Vinny touching the ball. Like, if I even check how many times he touched the ball, they'll tell me 38 times. I'm surprised it's even 30. I actually don't remember him. I forgot he was playing. It was that bad for him. He was anonymous. Rodrigo, same thing as well. And towards the end, you could see how rattled they were getting. The likes of Camavinga in the end getting a red card, putting in tackles throughout the game as well. Nearly tried to injure my boy Saka, obviously off the back of injury. I was not happy about that. I know Camavinga, I think he's an Arsenal fan. I'll give him a little credit for that. But apart from that, today, as an opposition player, I was happy to see him get sent off. Either way, I think he would have missed the next game because of the yellow card. But the red card, obviously, just cherry on the top. Get off the pitch and just cemented what they did tonight in terms of how we just outclassed them. Honestly, we outclassed them tonight from start to finish. So yeah, very happy on that side for Arsenal. I have to just say very quickly as well, just on Real Madrid, this guy here, Courtois, what is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this guy? Because if it wasn't for Courtois, we would have won like 6-0, man. I don't know what this guy's on. Can you just stop? Next game as well, when we go to the Bernabeu, stop all of this, crazy saves and, I'm Thibaut Courtois. I don't want to see none of that. I want us to score one goal, 4-0 up on aggregate, and we do our demon, they shouldn't have given us a 3-0 lead. It's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be a disgusting game to watch for them. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy in the second leg. Obviously, it's half time. Job's not finished. I'm very happy with the result. But yeah, Mikel Merino as well. And I will speak about this guy when he first joined the club and he was playing in midfield and he was, not really, he was struggling. Let's be honest, he was struggling, not really making that left centre mid position his own. It's a very difficult position, to be honest, for anyone since Saka, to be honest. I did a good job of understanding what Arteta wanted, right? But ever since Havertz got injured, that position now, playing, through the middle, a bit more freedom. Like a lot of the times you could see when we had the ball and there was some transition moments, he doesn't have the pace, to really do anything. But you know what? He's a really smart footballer, man. I gotta give him credit for that. He's a really smart footballer, and I'm starting to feel a bit bad for what I said about him, early on this season. Even though we signed him to play a different position, he's just doing a job now. But I think he's been able to show his intelligence and his worth as just a general footballer with what he's been doing today. So big him up, big time, man. Mikel Merino. Honestly, these players, I think what it is with Arsenal fans, right? It's not just about Merino. It's not just about, an individual player, so to speak. I think a lot of it now, right? As Arsenal fans, I think now we're starting, when you're in the midst of history, you can't really see it. You can't really tell what's happening because we're living it. We're seeing it day in, day out. Sometimes even with the players, I'd imagine with the manager, there's doubts as normal human beings. Anything you do in life, sometimes you have doubts. Sometimes you're not 100% sure of yourself. Sometimes you have setbacks. Like we've had a lot of setbacks this season, for example, right? And obviously, as I said, it's just the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It's only the first leg. It's only half time, right? But when I see what Declan Rice did today, right? Them 2 free kicks are out of this world, man. Top corner. The first one just bending round like this. As I said, the second one top corner. Absolutely just ridiculous technique, on them free kicks. Roberto Carlos was there, obviously the king of crazy free kicks, watching as well. And, we're just we're in that moment, right, where we don't really understand, I think, fully what is happening. But the likes of Bukayo Saka as well, you see him coming back from injury. And I just want us to take a step back, as fans, as people, as even if you're not an Arsenal fan, just watching the game. It really does feel to me like we are in the middle of something, very historic. And when I see their performances of certain players in our team, the Rices, the Salibas, the Sakas, right? I see that level of performance. When I see Lewis Skelly, as I said, with his composure, with everything that he's got about him, these players are very, very special. Very, very special, and they're going to get the big trophies. They're going to get the Champions League. They're going to get the Premier League, and I think we just got to have a bit more faith in them, a bit more patience. Of course, as humans, as I said, people are prone to maybe doubting, to maybe not fully believing, These players, they believe. They believe 100% and they show it every single time they play. So yeah, big them up, man. Big up Declan Rice. Big up Bukayo Saka. Big up Martinelli, all of our players. And yeah, shout out to our team, David Raya as well, man. Massive, massive win. Massive performance. 3-0 up. Go into the Bernabeu and let's see what we can do, man. We've got 1 foot in the semi-finals. Let's put our second foot, our whole body, face forward, everything, and get ourselves into the semi-final, man. And yeah, we'll go from there. But anyway, guys, this is just my reaction to Arsenal defeating Real Madrid 3-0. Absolutely massive win, historic. And as I said, it's only half time, but I do feel like we are in the middle of some, just with these players, the journey we've been on, the setbacks we've had. It does feel like, listen, we as fans, we're just we're in it, so we don't really appreciate what's going on. But I think when we look back on this in the future, we're going to understand how special some of our players are, man. So yeah, big up everyone. Big up the Arsenal players. And what a performance. What a game. And we have to do it all again next week. And yeah, man, the job's not finished. but we've put ourselves in a great position. But anyway, guys, as I said, make sure hit the like and subscribe button if you got up to this point as well. Big up everyone, take care and peace.